Hey there, this is Jim Donovan. Welcome to the show. I am so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about what happens when sound becomes too much of a good thing. Before we get started, I'd like to invite you to take advantage of a free resource I made for you. It's called the Sound Health Newsletter. In it, I share the latest research in music and health. Plus, you'll learn music and wellness exercises that you can use every day to feel your best. Just come visit me at donovanhealth.com to get started today. That's donovanhealth.com. This past summer, I took a trip to Baltimore to meet with my friend Dan, who helps me bring all of my sound health tools to fruition, including this podcast. We were getting together to brainstorm some new ideas. And during my time there, I became very aware of how too much sound can instantly shift the way I feel, for the better and for the worse. We were set to meet for coffee. After I found parking, I got out of my car and was immediately confronted with the brash, aggressive sound of jackhammers and the loud beeps of construction trucks in reverse. Don't get me wrong, I appreciated the fact that the potholes were being filled. But with each step towards the coffee shop, all the construction noises started getting to me. While I was only walking 2 measly blocks, I could feel the stress rising with every step I took. I'd been having a great morning up until that point, but now I was suddenly feeling irritable. Once I got inside the coffee shop, I was grateful for the windows of thick glass that silenced the sounds outside, but my relief was short-lived. I noticed myself getting easily distracted by all of the random sounds in the coffee shop. Music playing on the loudspeakers overhead, latte machines hissing, customers chatting, baristas calling out the names of the orders they churn out. Needless to say, we didn't hang out there a minute longer than was absolutely necessary. And I thought to myself how much of a stark contrast this was to the evening before. Dan and I had gotten together that previous day at his home in rural Maryland. We relaxed on his front patio, enjoying all the sounds of nature and the countryside scenery at dusk. It was a beautiful, warm summer evening. There was a little bit of a breeze at our backs, and you could faintly hear the sounds of little frogs chirping in the distance. Everything around us was serene, distraction-free, quiet. Time flew by. Ideas flowed, and when I looked at my watch, it was almost 1 a.m, way past my bedtime. These contrasting experiences got me thinking about how often we're inundated with random, unwelcome noise, from our smartphone videos, televisions, and even the electric hums resonating from our refrigerators, dishwashers, and other home appliances. Many of us live immersed in endless, random noise. And yet for myself, I know if I don't make an effort to be somewhere quiet or close to it, my creativity and focus suffers. That's why on long drives, I'll often leave the radio off. I know if I sit there long enough, an idea will show up. It's happened so many thousands of times that I've actually come to rely on this time alone with my thoughts. I can easily say that out of all the sound healing products and programs I've developed, or the songs I've written, or even many of the newsletter topics I've published, a vast majority of them had their genesis during these quieter times. But something else happens too. In the quiet, I remember to breathe slowly and deeply. I remember to allow myself to fully experience the moment I'm in. My attention moves away from all that's happening around me to what's happening inside of me. It's in this place where I often will meditate or pray or let myself feel gratitude for my life and those in it. When I was young and lived in a rural area, the quiet was easy to find. Now I have to deliberately seek it out or create it for myself. For instance, I might get up very early in the morning before anyone else in my family wakes up, or I might put on some noise-canceling headphones in the afternoon. If I let too much time pass without sitting in silence, my anxiety tends to spike and my mood drops. Of course, I'm not the only one who experiences negative effects from noise pollution. And in fact, research shows that the health consequences can be much, much worse. Let's talk for a moment about the damaging effects of noise pollution. In a 2013 study published in Environmental Health Perspectives, researchers found that prolonged noise pollution can trigger a variety of health problems. Some of these include decreased sleep quality and quantity, increased stress and distraction, even a temporary change in hearing. All of these things can turn into chronic effects like hypertension or even reduced learning and productivity. Long term, These can lead to things like heart disease and even permanent hearing loss and tinnitus. Of course, you can't always control noise pollution from outside sources, but there are things you can do to find some quiet and reset and rejuvenate your body and mind. Here's a quick exercise to evaluate how the sounds in your surroundings might be affecting you. First, become aware of your immediate surroundings. What do you hear? How do they make you feel? Secondly, visit each room wherever you are. Take note of the different ways each room sounds. Consider if there's an opportunity for you to make helpful changes to the sound environment where you spend a lot of time, whether it be your home, your bedroom, or even your office. You might ask yourself the following questions. Are there unnecessary noises that you could turn off, get rid of, or only use at certain times of day? Are there ways to reduce random noise by changing certain settings? Could you mask displeasing sounds with things like a white noise machine, or maybe a small indoor desk fountain, or maybe with some ambient music? Or maybe you could absorb the sounds. You can easily do this by purchasing sound-absorbing items like a bookshelf, plants, or even acoustic panels. They even make soundproofing curtains. Just look them up online. The takeaway for today is that true sound healing means knowing when to use sound to your advantage and when to let silence do the soothing. I highly recommend creating a quiet, calming refuge for yourself. Remember, you are the only one who knows your mind and body best and how your surroundings can affect you. So pay attention to the way various situations, environments, and experiences make you feel. Be aware of any triggers and know what solutions work the best for you. This way you can stop problems before they start. Well, that's it for today. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember to come see us on our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Just search Jim Donovan Sound Health. Now, before you go, I'd like to let you know about a free resource I made for you. It's called the Sound Health Newsletter. In it, I share the latest research in music and health in an easy-to-understand form. I also share beginner-friendly music and wellness exercises that you can use every day to feel your best. When you sign up, you also get discounts and first access to all of my sound health products and events. Remember, it's completely free. If you'd like it, just visit donovanhealth.com and enter your name and email address, and I'll start sending you new issues right away. While you're on the website, you can also read full transcripts of this show and check out a ton of other valuable resources. If you have any feedback, send me an email to feedback@donovanhealth.com. All the information presented on this show is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Lastly, come and visit me on our Sound Health Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube channels. I'd love to see you there. The Sound Health Podcast is produced by OmniVista Health Learning and Donovan Health Solutions. For Sound Health, this is Jim Donovan. See you next time.